when people hear the brand Nigeria, they want to be associated. Yes. And that's what God is going to help us with. Thank you all for being here. We're going to get into the conversation right away. I'm going to call on our moderator for the evening. Dr. Annie Joma is a well-accomplished Nigerian woman whose story also needs to be told. She's from one of the minority tribes. So in Nigeria, we're not just, again, people think we're just Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. We are many, many, many ethnics in Nigeria. I was telling someone, oh, you guys have a language. So we to be represented in official languages. No. We won't finish. So she's one of the well-accomplished Nigerian women from Edo State, from Akoko Edo. She's a banker. She's also got an IT background, and right now she's a policy expert. Please welcome Dr. Annie. Thank you very much. I come to tonight's family meeting. I want to believe we are all Nigerians, right? No. Are we all Nigerians? No. Yes. There's one Nigerian. No, it's a Nigerian. No, you're like Nigerian. When I'm talking about Nigerian, I'm not talking about you. You are pro-Nigerian. So tonight is where we, when Cyril Ramaphosa said there's going to be family meeting. It's family meeting tonight because we are going to tell ourselves the truth, like Dr. Bumi said. We are going to change the narrative. The narrative is horrible out there. Like she also says, I'm also one of those who like to hide. I don't know what I was hiding. I have no reason to hide. But when you know you everywhere you go, the only thing you commit is because you are in Nigeria. And you just say you are Nigerian straight up. You do bad things. We don't all do bad things. A greater number of Nigerians do good things. And tonight, whatever is that reason why we have that negative narrative about being a Nigerian, we are going to change it tonight. You and I will change it. Because in this family meeting, we will tell ourselves the truth and nothing but the truth. So welcome everyone. All protocols observed. I hope, has any protocol been established yet? Are we waiting for the CG to establish a protocol? Because I'm told he's on his way. But tonight I welcome every one of you. I see beautiful faces, people from diverse backgrounds. Doctors are here, professors are here, businessmen are here, businesswomen are here, academicians are here. We thank you for coming. We'll establish the right protocol when the CG walks in. But let me introduce the panelists because the evening is fast spent and we would like to maximize what we have left of the evening, like talking real talk tonight. This person I'm about to call has a master's degree in communication, research from the University of Nista, and then a degree law from South Africa University. Please just walk tall. That's who you are. You are a Nigerian. You have all this. Please walk tall, majestically. Do your guys you have to. And I know when you walk, it glides. Please glide up here.
is an academic researcher, an associate researcher with the University of Johannesburg in the Department of Sociology. Before then, she won the first stage in the Department of Psychology at Imo State University. In fact, she was so good that the Vice Chancellor at the time, together with the Dean of our department, decided to form a department, and she became the first head of department of that department. She has also worked with the African Center for Migration and Development Studies, also as a renowned researcher. Dr. Chioma, you're welcome. The next person I have here, I mean, we don't just want to have people with big titles, as it were. It looks like everywhere is full of titles. If you are not a professor, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are all that. We'd like to have our children participate in this conversation also. And that's why we have invited the Nigerian, a representative of the Nigerian Union, Nigerian Students Union, to also have a say in the topic of tonight. And I'd like to invite Adeiga Abisoye, a PhD candidate of Languages and Arts Education at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. She is the immediate past president of the Association of Nigerian Students at the UKZN. She is the representative of the National Association of Nigerian Students South Africa, NANSA. She is the national body of all Nigerian students in South Africa, a mother body of every Nigerian student and Nigerian student structure in various Tonight we are just going to jump straight into the program of tonight because we have a lot to say. Like I said, it's a family meeting. So we'll be moving from the panelists to the crowd, to the audience. So I may just call you, and if you have something to say, you are free to just indicate, because tonight, not today, we must to settle this thing tonight. According to Tiwa Savage, we must do it, and it's only you and I that will do it. So let's go straight. I will direct my first question. First of all, I'd like to break down, we all got the invitation, isn't it? And the invitation had big grammar in it. We have conundrum, we have utopia. And I'm like, let's break this thing down to bite size so that we'll enjoy and have a flow of the program. And I took the liberty to help us to break down the word conundrum. Big word. Thank you. When you say situation is in a conundrum, it means there's confusion, there's difficulty, there's a problem of questions that are hard, that are difficult to understand, that are complex, or a riddle, better still, a riddle, a puzzle, head scratcher. When a question is asked and you are scratching your head, it means it's hard, it's difficult, only it's hard. So that's what the conundrum is. And what's an utopia? We are saying an organized place or state of things in which everything is perfect. Is it possible to achieve this? For today, we are saying that Nigeria's situation is in a state, is in a conundrum, right? And we want to achieve a utopia. So I want us to understand. Yes. There's confusion, there's disunity, it's hard, it's a riddle. Nigeria is a riddle. We want to understand why that, and if it is possible to achieve it. So let me go straight. I would like to pose this question to Mr. Akinwale, right? Akinwale, we as a diverse nation, both in language, luckily you are in language and arts, right, Mr. Akinwale? Are you with me? I'm with you. Good. We as a diverse nation, both in language, religion, ethnicity, do you think it's possible to achieve a utopia in a situation like that?
I was asked to go there and to speak so that I can.
You can see the people and they can also see you.
Yes. The channel.
Channel's mic is there. Channel's mic is so.
Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening. Can I say good?
Great.
I'm glad I started in here tonight because I feel like I'm at home. The last time I went to Nigeria was 2015, and as I'm standing before you, I feel like being in Lagos. So I want to. So I also did some background check when I received the topic. And by the way, I told her that when I received the topic, I was at CTD. I took my wife to CTD to go and buy some groceries. And I told her that I can see a lot of grammar. And I'm not a grammar person, I'm a civil engineer. So I started doing some check. And I understand that Cambridge Dictionary meaning says a perfect society where people work well with each other and happy. And I just want all of us to be happy tonight because you know what? I'm happy to be in Nigeria and I don't know about you. Against all odds, I'm happy to be in Nigeria. But there's a big question before us tonight. And I wish the ambassador or the high commissioner or the defense attaché is here to start this program with us because they need to be here. There's an adage that says, I need somebody to assist me to interpret. I'm not So you ask, you've already defined Ethiopia, you've already defined the Congo. I've never heard that word before, but I've got the meaning. Here I am standing, and based on my experience, by the way, Nigeria is older than I by 2 years. I was born in 1962. And based on my experience, I do believe, as far as the people is concerned, there's no problem for us to live in one accord in unity as a people. By the way, the man who agreed to be here with me tonight is from the eastern part of Nigeria. And may I please request JJ Shukuma to stand up for recognition. Thank you. But before we unravel that particular questions, it is important for us to go back to the history. The name Nigeria. Where does the name Nigeria comes from? Who conceptualized the name Nigeria? How do we come together as a country? We need to realize it is always important for us to have historic perspective when there's a problem in a particular country, to be able to determine where the problem comes from and have the synergy and the courage and to begin to speak about our problems. And I do believe that we have solutions tonight. Dr. Alabi, before I proceed, colleagues, I just want us to recognize her and her team once again for putting this thing together. For the past 5 years, myself and my colleague, Jelian Omotola, we've been trying as much as possible to bring Nigeria together as much as possible. So it is not easy to bring you and I here. We give it to you. I want to draw our attention to 3 things. When we say there's a problem for people to come together, what is the basis of people coming together? I'm going to use 3 analogies. The first one is a union between a woman and a man. The second one is between partners, and the third one is nations. When you look at the relationship between the man and the woman, it means they met themselves somewhere else. Let us forget about that. At a point, they identify one another and they agree to say, you know what? It's better for us to be together, and they make a decision at that point in time. It also applies to business partners. It also applies to people. There's one commonality among these three set of people: an agreement. Thank you. An agreement. It means people must agree that they want to be together. The name Nigeria, the concept of Nigeria was imposed upon the people. I want to draw your attention to amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914. That forces previous civilizations to come together. By the way, there are civilizations in the north, in the east, and the south. Nigerians were never consulted to come together. This idea, this concept, this conscription of Nigeria was forced upon us, though it forms the basis for modern Nigeria. I also believe that the agreement that forces people together or that brings people together must have an expression in the constitution of that particular country. And when you look at the Nigerian constitution, 2010, 2017, 2023, which has gone through so many amendments. And like I said, Nigeria is older than I, that 2 years. I've never participated in any referendum. Therefore, I do not have a say. Likewise, all of us. I don't know those people that are older than me, whether they have participated in any referendum. And the agreement and the terms of reference of Constitution of Nigeria. We need to draw our attention to the injustice of the past. If you have to move forward, we have to know where we are coming from. And I would like to stop from here. Thank you.
I like the passion in your tone, sir. Thank you very much. That's the kind of passion I want to see tonight. Yes. I want us to speak from the boil of our hearts. Yes. Yes. I want us to speak fact. I want us to speak with determination to bring about a change. I don't want us to come here like my pastor would say those days, speak jelekeli, and then let me not to talk too loud so I'm not implicated. Nobody is going to implicate you. We will step on toes tonight. If we have to cut off toes, there are doctors here that will suture them. Dr. Charles is here. Dr. Labi is here. We will cut toes if we have to, because the truth has got to be told. Enough is really enough. And let me just draw this thing closer home. We're talking about unity, especially in diaspora. Especially in diaspora. Because if those of us that are outside Nigeria, we are disorganized the way we are, there's a conundrum, then we are just cutting and pasting what is back home to what is here. So tonight we want to see how we can build our home here, talk to ourselves here, speak same language here, then we can talk to people outside. Charity, they say, does what? It begins at home, like Akinwale said. Thank you very much, sir. I like the passion again, like I said. Now, my next question is going to go to Professor Ijoma. You got a question ahead, right? We sent you a question ahead before now. You see, I've been in this country for over 2 decades, and my experience here is there have been several associations. Nigerian this or this of South Africa, Nigerian ABCD of South Africa, Nigeria the other one of South Africa. Too much division, too much disunity. We want to understand why. That's why I say we're going to step on toes. People should talk to us. We have kingmakers here. We have a representative of Ohanese, representative of different ethnic groups here. We want to understand why there are so many divisions. And so many associations were also formed that died, either natural death or unnatural death. So those associations that were formed that died, or those that are still alive, we want to understand why those who died. So Professor Ijoma, this goes to you. I remember that you were one of the frontline people behind NIDO, Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, right? No. Is that correct? Somebody is saying, am I wrong? Okay, I still have you. I still have you. Okay. And I also remember, because like I said, you are not just here as a panelist. I know you reach out, so I know what you are involved in. You were even involved in designing the constitution, true or false, sir? And I also recall that the then High Commissioner, General Buba Marwa, was behind it, was the brain behind this there. Nido died. Can you tell us what happened? First, what was really the vision and mission of Nido? And was it meant to replace, I'm coming to you, sir, and you know why I'm coming to you. Was it meant to replace anything? I don't want to call names for now. Was it meant to replace anything at the time? Or what was really the thoughts behind Nido? Please come talk to us. Because we are here to achieve unity. You have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. And thank you. I'm going to be very brief, but direct to the point. You see, if you have been in this country for over 2 decades, you would have been able to survive several ambassadors, high commissioners, CJs, including other diplomats that come and go. But my experience has been, Mr. Kimode started by saying that charity gives us hope. What has happened in the past many years, Nigeria has had missions in South Africa, has been that we bring our disunity from home to South Africa. That is the beginning of disunity. When we came to South Africa, I made it a point of duty, personally, that I will be friendly to every Nigerian that I meet here in South Africa. It was a decision. Perhaps I am a global Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian from the eastern part of Nigeria. But I have network across the country. So I'm not interested in Igbo, Yoruba, Northern, Western, and when you want to do that kind of thing, you count me out. It was on that basis that we had some understanding with Ambassador Marwa when he was here. Professor Gubanjo of the Blessed Memory was the chairperson of the panel that was established to bring Nigerians together, especially the professionals. But at that time, we discovered that every Nigerian in South Africa is a professional. But the challenge was to categorize them, to get them organized so that we work together. So if that had happened, the kind of situation we have fallen into as we speak wouldn't have been. And therefore, there is a need for us to work together, even if we have 20 or 50 organizations that have been formed in this country by Nigerians. Some are dead, some are still alive, some are still living, and so on and so forth. This is the time for us to come together. The reason is that the future is for the organized. If we don't organize ourselves, we will all be going down. We recognize that as we speak, in the past 2 or 3 months, we have challenges in Nigeria. Both the government, they are the ones that are the Buhari administration, and we have new administration. But my advice is that whichever government we have in Nigeria in place, we should represent our country very well wherever we are. And therefore, this meeting we are having now, we are going to feed into what the Nigerian missions are doing. And that is why we have Mr. Tony Tata. Tony, are you there? Please get up for recognition. Tony is a Nigerian journalist who has worked with the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation for many years. He is a rapporteur for this program. And therefore, at the end of this, we are going to begin to engage other associations to make sure that Nigerians come together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. But I'm going to come back to you because I don't think you quite hit the nail on the head for me on NIDO. My question specifically was on NIDO. What happened to NIDO? What was the vision and mission of NIDO, and why did it die? If we had a good intention about NIDO, why did it die? We'll come back to that later, because tonight we are not just going to look for the problems. We have all been talking around the problems. You know, interestingly, we know the problems. Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
We know the problems. And then that we are going to handle in the first session. By the second session, we shall be providing solutions. So be thinking, I'm coming to the audience. Now, let me leave the panelists to breathe a bit. Let me come to the audience. Why do you think we have so much disunity in diaspora? Is anybody want to say something? You want to ask a question? Okay, just note your question, because I know questions will give birth to questions. And we don't want to spend time talking about one thing and leave us spent. So let me just ask this question. Why do you think we have so much division in diaspora?
All right.
Just let's meet you quickly.
First and foremost, I think...
Sorry to interrupt you. For anyone who is speaking, please, can you introduce yourself and tell us which ethnic group you are from as well?
I know you are
All right, my name is Ego Tuvi James. I'm an Hollywood actor, director, producer, based here in South Africa. I'm a content creator. I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria. I just, based on the history I know about Nigeria and the Nigerian people, I think where we missed it was not really honor each other, irrespective of our differences. I think that's where the battle started from. And that needs to be corrected, because I use my life as an example, like Prof said. It doesn't matter whether Igbo or Yoruba, but you honor people, because when you honor people, you begin to get the very best of them. And then you start having conversation. Because when you start discriminating, you're this, you're not perfect, you're not this, you're not that, we're all human beings made in different images and the gift of God in different ways. I think honor is the key. Thank you.
Thank you, Tubi James. Not respecting one another is why we are disunited outside Nigeria. Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Shijiono Ushola, Vice President NASDA, National Association of Yoruba Descendants in Southern Africa. Prof said something that we imported disunity to South Africa. That is what is happening in Nigeria. And believe you me, tonight is a frank talk. I love this program. So we are going to step on so many toes tonight.
And we will switch out the toes.
We cannot roll the flag. That's our problem. Whether you like it or not, that's our problem. Every Nigerian that are sitting down here have two faces. Positions are problems. She talked about Nido, and you didn't give the background. That is my president here, the first ever president of NUSA, the first one. And we can't tell the story. I'm part of it. We are the same neck, and we can't tell the story after we left. Can't tell you. And positions is our problem. No positions. That's our problem. Position, you have to be prince. If you are not prince, you have to be honorable. If you are not honorable, you have to be chief. If you are not chief, you have to be honorable. You have to be big way. You have to be this. We need to stop this thing. Take us to nowhere. So that thing has to be addressed properly. Even now, he has entered the religious path. If you are not calling me bishop, it's a problem. If you are not addressing me as a prophet, it's another problem. What is going on? You leave the things when you are gone. So these are the things that is happening to us. I can tell you, talk about organizations. So many organizations have gone, die, like what you have said. And if you check it properly, in this position that are killing them. We formed NESDA. He was part of my executive also. Another people that came out from that NESDA as well. Form another one. I'm hearing now that another one now came out of that one again. So to tell you that this thing, we don't know, it's a real cancer that is affecting Nigerians. I'm talking about the Yoruba version. I'm not going through the other side because I don't know. So positions is our problem. To me, we need to deal with it. Nigeria, our ego is affecting us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I hear you well, everybody wants to be leaders. So who's going to follow us? Who's going to follow? I'll come back to the. Is somebody still raising hand there? Doc, is it you? Oh, okay, barrister.
Yes, I want to come.
Great Nigerians.
Great.
Great Nigerians.
Great.
Great Nigerians.
Great.
My name, I'm Chigozie Jimanu. I'm the president of Solidarity for One Indivisible Nigeria.
Nice one.
I would the youth of every country are a reflection of their parents. Maybe diverse ranges or diverse ways, but the youth, the children, the youth of every country are a reflection of their parents. The problem with Nigeria is a system. It's a systemic problem. Our education curriculum is false. That is the basics. When you're talking about people wanting names, you see, those who rig election in Nigeria are the educated class. Those who steal public funds are the educated class. Those who seek those positions you're talking about are the educated class. Those who propound tribalism, tribe and tongue. Those who use religion to divide the ignorant are the educated class. Up there, they are friends. They eat together. But that's the problem. So, our problem is not lack of knowledge. We have it in abundance. We have knowledge. We don't have wisdom. We don't have integrity. It's not taught in our school. We don't teach uprightness. So in other ways, our problem is the formation of our private and public character. We don't teach citizenship in our schools. We don't teach patriotism in our schools. So what we do is that we read books. Yes, I was part of it. That was how I was taught. You cram what the white man, the colonial masters wrote. You come to exam hall, you reproduce it, they give you 90%. Then you go for that, you do it, you get masters, you get it. So the army of degrees is our problem. Because you see, we have too many PhD holders in Nigeria everywhere, but still, these are the people who steal from the poor. Those who plan the stealing, those who steal, are the educated class. It's not the ignorant people. So in other words, we are the problem. And because we are the problem, what's the solution?
We are the solution.
The solution is the educated class who have to change the system of education until we start teaching integrity, wisdom, uprightness, starting from the creche to the university level. There's no way we are going there.
I don't make no speeches. Igbo kwenu? Yeah. Igbo kwenu? Yeah. Nigeria kwenu? Yeah. Let me deal with the question before I pour some water on some of the things popping up from the ground here. It's incumbent on us Nigerians to tell our stories and to do our own things, especially in the foreign land. And let me tell you where we formed NUSA. When we came to South Africa, we saw that South Africa is a conglomeration of different kinds of nations, India, Portuguese, and all those that, if you see what the Boers from Netherlands have achieved in South Africa is monumental. If you look at what the Jews have achieved in South Africa, monumental. In fact, they have the Jewish Board of Deputies that make political decisions inside their rooms and now make it work between you and me in South Africa. The Indians as well, chief on the law. In fact, the Chinese are the latest. So we found, our people are mainly common traders, and we have doctors. We don't even have doctors in South Africa, but I haven't seen any hospitals that belong to Nigerian doctors. But I've seen those belong to the white guys, the Jewish, the Indians, and the Chinese, and other communities. Even the alternative medicines that are trying to craft their own stuff. So this is the reason when we look at, so let's have an organization that is going to power the collective investment, collective development, cooperative investment, which has thrived in South Africa, and we have seen it work for the people of South Africa. We're building the blocks towards that organization. Everybody wants to be His Excellency. And I'm happy when you didn't call me honorable, because when people call me honorable, I get angry, because I'm not honorable. I'm just Jason. And people want to be called honorable, His Excellency. Is he a common criminal? Answer His Excellency. And he will receive it and agree. Because let me tell you what happened in our one day. A pandemonium erupted because somebody introduced somebody as a chief, and he was so angry that he is a high chief and should be addressed as such. So, you see, we keep on blaming people at the top. I think we have all the characters here as we sit here. So, please, ladies and gentlemen, if we do not address this situation, especially in diaspora, the diaspora Nigerians are the fulcrum on which Nigeria revolves as a country. If you do not save this little money you send in Nigeria, our economy would have crashed. If you look at the amount of money we get from oil and look at our budget, what is there? There's nothing. It's only these things that you send in Nigeria that make the money and find $few to sell to the next criminal or to the gentleman with a trade. So I like what Chinua Achebe said. He said the trouble with Nigeria is simple and square, that of leadership. In terms of organization cropping up, this thing here, you're going to see a lot of thousands of it coming up. Even the women have now about 4 or 5 or 10 organizations. So I don't have problems with that. My problem is this. What are you gathering for? What is this organization going to bring to the table? If there's no new thing you are bringing to the table, better sit home. It's just going to waste your time. DTI is free to register anything. It's just about 150 rand. You register. But then there's also liabilities attached to that registration, because most of our people do not know. And if you get into Facebook, you see some people chasing the weed, in terms of political leadership and stuff in Nigeria. But I think it is possible for Nigeria to come together. If you look at what happened in that last political dispensation, there was a candidate that came out and a mass supporter from all tribes across Nigeria. So it is possible that a good leadership can come in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, receive my respect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Jason. I'm not one to call too many titles, really. When I hear honorable, what's honorable about you? Honorable this, honorable. If you just call me and if you want to add title, that's okay, but please, simply Anne. Yes, thank you, gentlemen. Now let's go to our children, the students. The barrister has said that education is the problem that we have, and that the curriculum seems to be, we just cut and paste from one generation to the other. Am I correct, barrister? We just cut and paste, and it's the same thing we are saying over and over, and nothing has changed. Now, you were a leader of the Nigerian Students Association. And I'm sure in there you have different types of Nigeria cut across the nation. Do you experience this division that we have in the outside world? I'm calling it outside world because in that small community of students, you are in your own world. right? You are your own world. Do you experience that kind of division? And what are you doing to bridge that division in your midst, if there is?
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to ourselves as Nigerians. Like Dr. Anne rightly said, I was the president of the Association of Nigerian Students at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And of course, we are Nigerians. So far we are here, we have to recognize ourselves as Nigerians, irrespective of the tribes that we belong to, quote. So I did, in my own administration, I didn't experience any kind of division amongst my people because we treated ourselves as Nigerians. But the only problem, or one of the issues I've got, not amongst students now, is amongst Nigerians in Dublin, because that's where I'm based. They keep killing themselves for no reason.
Good.
You know, like, I do not understand. You guys left the shores of your country to come to another country to get something for yourself, to thrive, to make life easier for yourself and your families. And you're in another country fighting for no cause, for no reason, killing yourselves. And these guys belong to a particular tribe. Funny, they're Igbos. Sorry, because want to step on toes. So yeah, they're Igbos. So I do not know why they keep fighting and they keep killing. They're not fighting to injure, they're not fighting to do anything, but they're fighting to kill. So we need to really address some issues tonight. Why do we kill ourselves? We are from we are Igbos. And it's not crown us to crown it up, we are Nigerians, so we should be able to. I'm actually addressing the question.
You try.
But to me, we do not have any issue amongst the student body as regards the vision. So I'm not really going to address that because we are one, we treat ourselves as one. Thank you very much.
It's a good thing that the children are teaching us, right? It looks like the children are trying to right and wrong. Please keep up the good work. I remember Nigerian Life Matter when I met the founder some few years ago. She told me the vision, he told me what he thinks and all that. And as at the time, it was horrible. It was the people fighting Nigerians. So he came up with it and said Nigerian Lives Matter because he thought we should fight for Nigerians who are being fought by outsiders. Now that we are the one fighting ourselves, I think we should now review that name. I mean, we got to review the name and find another name because it's embarrassing. If Nigerian lives matter and we are asking people to take us serious, to put a kind of premium on our lives, and we don't have premium on our own lives, I don't know where we're going. I don't know where we are going. Now, I'm coming back to the floor. We have
are going to be Nigerian.
Thank you.
Now, we need to talk about the foundation.
Remember, you have 2 minutes. Sir.
Yes, because we are a people whose emphasis is unknown. And that's a big problem. We do not have an identity. Please tell me who's a Nigerian. Is that an Igbo? Is it Yoruba? Or is it an Hausa? No. Who is a Nigerian? We have not defined it. We don't know who we are. And unfortunately, Nigeria does not have a leadership problem. I am a leader. A man, responsible, married, have built successful businesses. And I'm telling you, every person in this place, we're talking about doctors, we're talking about lawyers, we're talking about politicians, we're talking about professors. Please, damn it. We have solid, wonderful leaders. Education is not Nigeria's problem. We are educated. We do not have an emphasis. Please, 1 minute. I want to read something. Who is an American? You see, I just, while we were talking, I did a very little research. An American, so Americans are the citizens and nationals of the United States of America. The United States is home to people of many racial and ethnic origins. Consequently, American culture and law do not equate nationality with race or ethnicity, but with citizenship and an oath of permanent allegiance. Please, this is a conversation that we're just trying to scratch, because for the next 3 years, we'll still be working to define this. Who is a Nigerian? Where people whose emphasis is unknown. We do not have an identity. I'm not in Nigeria because I'm a Yoruba. This is not in Nigeria because I'm a Igbo person. Who is a Nigerian? We have good leaders. Who is a Nigerian? Thank you.